if somebody doesn't read the confession before they become reformed, or as they become reformed, and then they start to read through, and they find that the confession uses that very word in chapter 7, paragraph 6 of the Westminster Confession, like it can be a bit of a
crisis.
eye opener. So, and I address that in the article. Historically, Christians have agreed that there are periods in which identify or distinct periods in which God administers his covenants, if you will, and that there are changes that take place between those epochs, all progressing toward what Paul says in Galatians 4:5 is the fullness of time, and he says elsewhere at the right time. And so the term itself is not necessarily revealing. And by the way, in terms of resources, Vern Poitras's book, Understanding Dispensationalists, it's just a wonderful book on the whole subject of dispensationalism.
Yeah.
But he goes into this, as does Palmer Robertson in his book, Christ of the Covenants. It's not the fact that there are dispensations, it's what we mean when we say dispensations. So a dispensationalist sees a fundamental degree of discontinuity between these periods of history. And in each period of history, God deals with his people in a different way. And he deals with them based on revelation specific to that period of history. So every period, every dispensation involves a new offer of God in order as to how to relate to him, and then a probation, if you will, of mankind. And then inevitably mankind, whether it's in the days of Adam, it's in the days of Noah, Moses, Abraham, ultimately fail until a future time in which God will sovereignly administer his kingdom and overcome people's failings. But each period has its own revelation. And on that basis, dispensationalists, and we're talking about traditional dispensationalists, not the other movements which you've alluded to here. Dispensationalists have traditionally seen that the period that we're now in, the church age, was unanticipated and not anticipated in the Old Testament. And it is the new revelation that goes with our period of history. What is fairly unique in the dispensational scheme at the moment of Christ's coming is that there's a delay of what God would have done had the Jewish nation accepted Jesus as Messiah. And so that delay is going to be until the future kingdom happens through the second coming of Jesus. So we're in this previously undisclosed period of time, which is how they explain the word mystery, say as Paul uses it in Ephesians. I don't think that's the best way to understand that term. They say it was something hidden, but now it's been revealed because Israel rejected Jesus. So everything hinges upon the rejection of Jesus. And this is, I know we're not getting into hermeneutics yet, but to me, this presents a tremendous hermeneutical leap, because you have the Old Testament meaning something that it didn't mean until Israel rejected Jesus. And that runs directly contrary to how the New Testament writers treat the Old Testament. When they talk about its fuller sense, its senseless plenty, or that the significance of Scripture seen in the full light of Jesus' life, death, burial, and resurrection, it's what shines the light back on the full meaning of the Old Testament. And so dispensationalism says, it would not have meant those things had Israel not rejected Jesus.